friends are coming for dinner in an hour, and I just came from shopping spree. Fun, fun, fun. Shoes, scarves, hats, I love it all. But I better put my excitement aside and start on my dinner. No time to change. I better get going. I'm serving dinner for 5 in an hour. My menu today is butterleaf lettuce salad with feta cheese, crumbled feta cheese, and grilled portabella mushrooms, accompanied with some warm bread. I'm also serving fillet of steelhead trout with balsamic reduction and olive oil, salt and pepper, and a little bit of jalapeno peppers. My main course today is fillet of chicken breast with spinach and Dijon mustard, accompanied by air-fried yams and grilled or roasted zucchini and brussels sprouts. And for dessert, I'm doing the baked pears with cinnamon and spicy honey, served with mango mochi or ice cream. My pears are cut and cored. This is what they look like in the pan. I use Le Creuset pans because they're easy to work with, even temperature, and also easy to scrub, easy to clean. So most of my pans are Le Creuset. I use coconut spray to spray my pears, and I use spicy honey to glaze them or give it an extra bite to the pears, to the texture of the pears, and they go in the oven for about 30 minutes. Now so I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes. So depending on the firmness of the pears, sometimes they take 45 minutes if they're really hard. These pears are more of a riper stage, so it'll take about 30 minutes, otherwise about 45. And the way we test it is we put a knife through, and if it goes in easy, it's done. It's got to be, we don't like it mushy, we like it a little bit firm. Brussels sprouts are going to go next in the oven. Most of the dinner is going to be cooked in the oven, except for the air-fried yams. My family really enjoys the air-fried yams, and also could be done in the oven. But because I only have one oven, which I complain about constantly to my husband, and he doesn't take notice, maybe it's a work in progress, maybe it's my next present. But Brussels sprouts are going to go in next. They do take about 40 minutes as well, and I'm not afraid to put more than one item in the oven. I'm not afraid that the Brussels sprouts are going to taste like pears or vice versa. Truly and honestly, it's not happening. Sometimes Brussels sprouts are cut and ready for the oven, except for spicing. So for spicing, I'm going to use a little bit of garlic and olive oil, coarse salt. I like on my vegetables a little bit of coarse salt, gives it a little different taste and texture, and just so much nicer. And olive oil, obviously. I'm a big fan of oils, olive oil, grapeseed oil. I cook a lot with oils. I think it's good for your brain and does a lot of good for your body, including the skin tone, the wrinkles or lack of wrinkles. And I'm putting some garlic in. Basically, that's all the spicing I'm using for Brussels sprouts, and they also take about 40 minutes in the oven. So now my oven is almost full, and I can go in with the next dish. Next on the menu, I'm going to be doing grilled portabella mushrooms for the salad. All I'm doing with portabella mushrooms is peeling them, not slicing them, and I'm going to put them in the oven because it's the easiest way to basically bake them or grill them or cook them. Of course, I can use the frying pan, and I have prepared my Le Creuset grill right here that goes in the oven and or on top of the oven. But because I like my kitchen smokeless and people are coming in an hour, I want to keep it nice and fresh in the house, I'm not going to be doing it. I'm just going to be using the oven today. Oven and the air fryer. So a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of the pan, a little bit of olive oil on top of the mushrooms, and they're good to go in the oven. The taste is going to be spectacular, especially when we're going to put some coarse salt on it, and it'll take 15 or 20 minutes. It doesn't matter, I'll keep an eye on it, and we'll slice it and put it on the salad. Yams are going in the air fryer next. Most cases I peel my yams not all the way. Escaped my mind what I was going to say, but anyway, I don't peel it completely because yams are, it depends on the quality of a yam also. Of course, we all try to buy the best produce we can. Sometimes the yams are delicious with the skin on, just like a potato, and sometimes the skin is tough and lots of imperfections, and then I peel it completely. This is a beautiful, beautiful yam. I peel it in the ribbon style, and I think it gives an extra texture. And besides, the skin is full of vitamins and minerals as well. I'm slicing my yams. Yams are almost diced. I'm going to be putting some olive oil, obviously. Where am I going to be without my olive oil? The olive oil makes it so much tastier. Olive oil, salt and pepper, and fresh herbs. Fresh herbs really does give it a nice taste, and I'm not afraid to use herbs in my cooking. The tip that I have for you, my friends, is that when I buy herbs and I don't use them right away, I either dry them or I freeze them. This is a fresh freeze oregano, and I have some thyme, some oregano, and some other herbs here, and a bit of salt and pepper, and that's all we need for the potatoes, and a bit of oil. Potatoes are going to be delicious, potatoes are going to be crunchy, and because I use air fryer, I don't need a lot of oil. Coarse black pepper is always my favorite on the yams, and this time I'm not going to use coarse salt, I'm going to use the sea salt, just because too many flavors on the potatoes as is, so I don't need to bring out that grainy salt on the potatoes. My air fryer is turned on, 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and I'm gonna put my yams in now, and basically gonna shake the basket. All of it is in the basket. Gonna check in 15 minutes and my yams should be ready. We'll check it for doneness and see if it's completely done. Chicken breast is next. What I'm gonna do with the chicken breast is I'm gonna use a spoonful of mayo. I'm gonna use some Dijon mustard. Actually, even Dijon mustard sauces are great for this dish, just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. This is the sweet mustard rub. I'm not measuring it because I know it's a good product. I've used it before. And obviously going to put a little bit of grapeseed oil this time because I don't want the overpowering taste of the olive oil and mayo and the mustard and all that. Too many flavors, too many flavors. Just a little bit of oil in. I'm going to use the sea salt. And I like to put some extra herb seasoning in my chicken. We actually, this time I'm going to use the dash seasoning. It just gives it a little bit of a crunchiness also on top of everything else, and some rough pepper. Like I said, the pepper that I use is either rough pepper or it's the pepper mill that I use a lot. We also, actually, we do have time. I was going to do some stuffed chicken breast, stuffed with spinach and tomato, and I think I have enough time to do it. I'm going to grab my meat cutting board, get rid of the vegetable cutting board for a minute. Don't like using the same board for chicken and vegetables. Sometimes I rinse my chicken, sometimes I don't. Honestly, it doesn't matter. My meat knife only takes literally 2 minutes to split the breast, butterfly it, put some diced tomatoes and fresh spinach, and the sauce that I already made, and we're ready to go. It's ready for the oven. The breast doesn't take long. We all know that it needs a little bit of a lower temperature. So once my portabella mushrooms are done, and once my pears are done, and pears are coming up nicely. For some reason I can't open this spinach. There we go. Mostly for the color, the tomatoes and the spinach, and for the juiciness of the chicken breast. And my spoon to mix the sauces. If you can show this, please, a little bit so that my friends can see it. It's mixed nicely. My timer is beeping, but I'm not worried. If it stays in the oven for an extra minute or so, it's not gonna create a problem. So one side and then the other side, and it's in. The same will do with this chicken breast. One side and then the other side. I don't put any extra salt or pepper on the chicken because I believe that the sauce that I made is going to be spicy enough. We're all concerned about the sodium intake and the rest of it. So basically, it's a tasty dish as it is. I've done it millions of times. I used to be, to say I used to be is, I don't know if it's the correct word to use, in the catering business. I believe that once in the catering business, you're always in the catering business. So we've done it millions and millions of times in the kitchen for parties of from 5 to 200. So I know it's a tested recipe, it's a quick recipe, and it's a delicious recipe. I'm going to take my my pears out, and I'm going to check on my portabella mushrooms. My chicken is ready to be put in the oven. I'm going to put in the oven for 20 minutes at 375, and afterwards I'm going to lower the temperature. Baked pears, oh, they're hot. I just took them out of the oven, and I have checked them for doneness, and it's easy going in. The knife is going in easy. They're going to be served room temperature with some ice cream on the side, and if you have nice cognac or brandy, you can always pour a little bit on top or serve it on the side for your dear guests. So these are the pears. We're going to put them aside so they are not in the way. Boy, almost dropped the pan. So portabellas are done. I took them out of the oven. I don't know if you can see, but the reason I chose this pan, this grill pan, is because of the lines on the product, portabella mushrooms in this case. I like my food marked. I love the grills. Unfortunately, I don't have an inside grill and I don't really like them. But this does the trick a lot. So, since we have mushrooms ready, I'm going to slice mushrooms and we're going to start the salad. I'm slicing my portabella mushrooms for the salad, leaving them on the cutting board for now. They're fairly warm and that's how I like them. We're not going to put them on the salad on the butterleaf lettuce right away, just because butterleaf lettuce is very fragile and will get wilted. So we're going to wait and put mushrooms at the very last moment. I'm going to lay my lettuce. The way I like the salad to look is I don't cut my butterleaf lettuce. I just lay it out, and it's so tender and so fresh and so yummy. It'll stay fresher that way, even though my guests are coming in about 15 minutes. So this is the butterleaf that I'm using. Crumbled feta, tricolor cherry tomatoes. Not gonna put any onions, although I love onion. But onion and butterleaf lettuce, sometimes onion will overpower the taste of the lettuce. So I will not do that today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Campari tomato, which is a very, very sweet, beautiful tomato if you get them in season and if you get them from a good supplier. And I'm going to use tricolor cherry tomatoes, which are, again, gives you a different texture, a different color, a different feel to the salad. So I like to play with different vegetables. In this case, just the tomatoes, the red, the yellow. It all brings the colors together. And obviously we all eat with our eyes as well as the taste buds and all that. So when you see a colorful, beautiful salad, it's definitely a pleasure. Now tomatoes, the Campari tomatoes, I'm going to cut and slice differently, just because I want them to stand out, just because I want, again, different shapes of the same vegetable. Feta, crumbled feta, will complement the salad. It gives it a little bit of the Greek or Mediterranean flavor, I should say, which in this case I think will complement the meal. And because I don't have a lot of times to do a lot of appetizers, I'm just going to stick with the salad and a few other things that I have. But salad will be as a salad and an appetizer together. So my portabella mushrooms are still very warm. I'm going to start on the dressing. Dressing is very plain and simple today because I do not have a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze some lemon juice, fresh lemon for the salad. Olive oil, light on oil. We don't want that to overpower salad. I can't open this, seems to be not wanting to. A little bit of balsamic vinegar. I'm not going to go without salt and pepper, or maybe I will cut down on salt because of the feta cheese, but I definitely will do a little bit of the pepper. And this is going to be my dressing for the salad, which I'm not going to pour on right now because we still have about 20 minutes before we serve the salad. So we'll just leave salad and the dressing, and we'll arrange the portabella mushrooms at the very last minute. 20 minutes later, the yams are ready. This is what they look like. I've put a knife through, they look ready, they look crispy, they look delicious. I don't know if you can see that. Can we show that? Wonderful. So, yams are done, they're in the oven. What I like to do is there's a lot of herbs on the bottom of the pan, and I like herbs. So I'm just gonna take them out of the pan, get rid of the pan, and we've got yams. Delicious and nutritious. My next step is to put some portabella mushrooms on the salad. Before I forget, there was a lot of times when I would cook something and say, Vicky, Miss Victoria, we're gonna put this right before we serve it, and of course it would end up staying in the fridge. So the dressing, it's balsamic vinegar once again, coarse black pepper, olive oil, a little bit of what else did I put? And the lemon juice. A lot of times with the butterleaf lettuce, I will use a apple cider vinegar. Not this time. So we're not putting dressing on until my guests arrive. So this is what it's going to look like. I would like to serve some zucchini, fresh zucchini, with my chicken. My chicken is in the oven. It's been in the oven for 10 minutes now. It's not even close to being ready. I still need about 15-20 minutes. But I'm gonna slice zucchini and put it in the same pan as my chicken, just because I like the sauce, I like the juices, I like one pan meals. So there's different ways of slicing zucchini, and some people do it square, some people do it round. I do it on the angle. It's easier for me. It's fast, and it's done. In a minute, I'm going to take my, maybe just one zucchini. In a minute, I'm going to take my chicken out. I'm going to put zucchini in, and we're going to see how it's progressing. Taking it out of the oven. My mitts, not to go in with my bare hand. So it's definitely coming along. It looks great. While I'm in the oven, I'm going to pull out the Brussels sprouts and show you what they look like. They're not quite done yet, but they're getting crispy on the top and a little brown there, and this is what we're aiming for. So another 10 minutes for the Brussels sprouts. They should be ready. And it's all at the same temperature. So there's no worries about being confused and all. I will lower the temperature before when I take my Brussels sprouts out for the chicken and for the zucchini. So we'll just give it a little stir to get it in the same mustardy sauce. We're not going to use a different spice for the zucchini simply because it's all one dish and there's enough color and enough taste coming out of the chicken and spinach. And I lost my gloves. No, I didn't. I have them. Chicken is going back in. My bread is going to go in at the very last minute, obviously, so it stays nice and warm. The dinner, friends, is basically done. What I'm going to do now is I'm gonna do a few appetizers, not make them, but display them. I always have some jars of appetizers on hand and some other things like spicy eggplant spread. I can open a jar and put it out in the bowl, serve it with some crackers, and it's a delicious addition to any meal. I also have some antipasto on hand. So what I'm going to do is put it on the platter with some crackers and serve it to my guests when they arrive. It's a great idea to have your pantry properly stocked for any occasion. I like having different things on hand. I'm also going to do a cheese platter very quickly. There is no time. Remember, we only had an hour. We're almost done. If my friends, I should say, are arriving at this minute, I can start serving dinner. The salad is done, potatoes are done. Oh my goodness, I forgot about fish. Fish is going to be done in 15 minutes. So this is my antipasto plate. I will put a little more crackers on it. This is just so happened that I'm running out of time to do that. I need to put my fish in the oven. This is a beautiful steelhead trout. It's so easy to make. All I need is one pan. All I need is the balsamic glaze, balsamic vinegar, olive oil, salt and pepper. That's all I need. Tasty, healthy, delicious, takes no time at all. And we're gonna put it in the oven with the chicken and the Brussels sprouts. And we're good to go. All I need is a dash of oil. Okay, friends. It's a good thing that I remembered it. Okay, 20 minutes should be done. Okay, I can continue with my crackers and the cheese platter. Honestly, I shouldn't have forgotten fish, but it just so happened that I did. But no harm done. We still have time. The rest of the fish is going to go in the fridge. And the cheese is out of the fridge now. Gonna get rid of this and quickly display my cheese. So this is my quick cheese board. Doesn't take any time at all. It's the cheese bought pre-sliced. Different flavors, different textures, different meat, goat cheese and sheep and the rest of it. And again, crackers or no crackers, breads, whatever goes with it, some cheese knives, and we are done cooking. Dinner is ready. I'm ready for my guests. I'm going to taste my chicken, or test my chicken I should say, and my Brussels sprouts. Beautiful fresh butterleaf salad with feta and grilled portabella mushrooms. We have the antipasto platter. I have the assorted cheeses, steelhead fillet of trout, balsamic vinaigrette with balsamic glaze and olive oil. For the main course, we have stuffed spinach and tomato chicken breast with grilled and roasted, I should say, zucchini and garlic Brussels sprouts, fried yams, warm bread to accompany all this, and for dessert, you guys will be serving baked Basque pears with a choice of either Talenti ice cream or mango mochi. Those are two of my favorite ice cream products. I wish you luck with your dinner. To your health, to your successful dinner. Till we meet again. Ciao, ciao, пока, пока. Love you all. Bye-bye.